Junior Achievement is a nonprofit organization and it's located in 123 countries. So here in Jamaica, we reach students from all 14 parishes and we teach them entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and work readiness. Junior Achievement Jamaica works through many partnerships. We partner with the Ministry of Education.
Junior Achievement is one of the brightest new elements of relationships with many partners and the formal education system. They've been able to entice hundreds, nay thousands of young people to focus their career aspirations and to get some very entertaining and practical tips, education on how to do business, how to be frugal with money, and how to cooperate with each other. These are huge lessons that take us way beyond the classroom experience.
These programs take the form in interactive sessions where our students are the ones teaching themselves. They're getting up in front of the classroom, sharing who they are, knowledge that they've garnered. They talk about budgeting and financial literacy, entrepreneurship. They're running companies, so they are the CEO, they're the business persons leading the companies, so they're talking about that. They're having board meetings, they're speaking to customers, and then around work readiness, our students are getting up and learning how to communicate, how to work well with others. And so no matter which program, we always see our students getting up and sharing who they are and allowing for themselves to grow through that process.
Actually, we want Junior Achievement to be present in every aspect of the school system. If I had my way, from early childhood right through to the end of tertiary education.
Junior Achievement partners with the United States Agency for International Development and the Ministry of Education to deliver its programs.
Junior Achievement is relevant, really seeks to develop the business model so that the youth in Jamaica are going to have a real opportunity. It's not just theoretical, but a real opportunity to grow a business when they graduate, and shows me how excited they are about what they're doing.
With USAID support, Junior Achievement was able to expand its programs to deaf youth.
So while we reach almost 200 schools across the country, we also support these 11 deaf schools.
I'm aware that working with the deaf community was new territory for Junior Achievement Jamaica. And I'm really proud that the organization immediately leapt at the opportunity to work with the deaf and hard of hearing youth in Jamaica. Because USAID feels very strongly that all youth need to be included in these programs.
Why should those with a handicap, a challenge, be left out of this important movement to establish practicality and relevance into our education systems? The inclusive vision of education makes all the difference. It's of benefit to the children without challenges, as well as this is an uplift to those with.
The road hasn't been easy. Jamaica Association for the Deaf partners with Junior Achievement and shares some of the challenges.
Members of our society perceive the persons who have a disability, and more specifically who may be deaf or hard of hearing, as not being capable of developing and achieving targets and goals similar to non-disabled persons in our society.
Deaf children around in Jamaica and throughout the world understand as they're growing up in a hearing family, parents don't know sign language, so therefore the kid's not getting exposed to language. Nobody knows how to communicate with that child. They just grow up without any language development until much later in life. Most often, students are starting school at ages 6, 7, or even 8 maybe, and that's the first time they're being exposed to language. So that causes a delay in their development, and that causes other issues. Their ability to understand their first language and then build on that and learn a second language is difficult. So we have to teach the children in a bilingual education format, which is using sign language for teaching and helping the kids develop the ability to write in English so they can transfer between their understanding of JSL into their understanding of language, the English language written. So the foundation has to be established first in JSL so that they have something they can build upon to transfer and develop an expertise in a second language so they can function in both worlds, in the deaf and the hearing world.
In more recent years, having attained some successes in our educational programs, in that we have deaf adults or young adults graduating with CXCs and equivalent qualifications to their hearing counterparts.
I passed English language in the deaf community. That's not popular. So I'm one of the few who have passed English, because for deaf people it's not easy. It's not our first language. I did it 3 times, and after the 3rd time I was successful. So for me it means the deaf can do it. We shouldn't give up, we should continue, because it is possible for us to pass.
Junior Achievement Jamaica is taking deaf youth a step further by helping to prepare them for the workplace.
So we have a special program where we take out-of-school youth, deaf youth. We have a residential program, and for 1 week we teach them the Junior Achievement program called Success Skills.
An organization like, and specifically Junior Achievement, is doing amazing things. They are trying to create opportunities for the deaf and actually show the hearing business community, hey, there's a group of people here who could really use an opportunity.
Junior Achievement's really been an important stakeholder to the deaf community. We're very pleased that they're leading the way for social inclusion and equal opportunity, and really seamlessly integrating deaf youth into the program.
In the Success Skills program, deaf youth learn how to prepare for interviews and other skills and values that will help them prepare for the world of work.
Hi, my name is Carlyle Gabbidon. This is my sign name. Well, I work with DefCan Coffee, and this week we're down here at the JDV, the Jamaica Deaf Village, selling coffee. At DefCan Coffee, well, I learned everything. The point was for people to see that DefCan, and we make great coffees, because we realized that since being here, the deaf have been coming over, socializing and purchasing the coffee. I learned how to be motivated. I'm learning professional and personal development skills. How I feel? I feel really good. I'm impressed with the program. Also, the next thing that I plan to do is share what I've learned from Junior Achievement. Recently in the interview session, I learned that it's important to do research on the company you have an interview with, and the kind of questions that they will ask in the interview, like, why do you want to work there? So based on those things, I think I need to improve, and I've learned that. At the Junior Achievement workshop this week, the topics that we have been discussing have been helping us with emotions, showing respect, and I'm also interested in the topic personal brand, because people don't only look at where you work, but they also look at who you are.
The perception among the larger community in Jamaica, the perception of the deaf is that they are not able to do what the hearing can do.
I think the deaf community, we need to work together to start standing up for our rights and advocating for them.
We're just trying to dispel that and show the greater community, no, the deaf can. They are able to do whatever a hearing person can do.
DefCan Coffee, based at the Caribbean Christian Center for the Deaf, also partners with Junior Achievement to promote the skills and talent in the deaf community.
The world looks at a deaf person and says, you can't. You can't hear, you can't talk, you can't do this, you can't do that. What Deaf Can Coffee is all about is about telling deaf youth, you can. If you believe in yourselves, it doesn't matter what the world tells you. But through training, through skills development, through running your own business, as people come in as customers and see this happening here, the world will start to recognize Deaf Can.
I've been very impressed with Jamaican businesses. I've met with so many business leaders in Jamaica, and their willingness to step up and become part of the Junior Achievement Jamaica process. They've been willing to step up and really find ways to train them.
For me, it's a demonstration of the generosity of spirit that resides so palpably, so obviously in Junior Achievement, and those companies that support them, agencies as well, that they would want to extend their reach to those who might otherwise be left out.
And we connect them with internships that will hopefully lead to full-time jobs.
The Sandals Group is one of Junior Achievement's private sector partners. Sandals has included deaf and hard of hearing youth in their internship program and have even taken some on as members of staff.
Sandals is still partnering with us to have more interns come into their program.
I've been working at Sandals since October 2014. In the past, we went to the Jamaica Deaf Village where we had a training session, and it spoke about how to improve the different skills, working with a team and various things. At that time, I had no idea how to work with a team, and my attitude was really poor. And in that workshop, I learned that attitude was important.
We have just hosted a group of 30 persons, deaf and hard of hearing, and because of what he has taught us, not me, but the whole team, we were better able to provide a service out even on the buffer line with all of those persons.
Sandals is proud to support the development of persons who are deaf and continues to play its part in their sustained growth and advancement.
Carl had some words of encouragement for other deaf persons.
I think the young deaf kids or adults, they should try and change their attitude. They should have a good attitude and also be confident in themselves. Don't think negatively. Prepare before you do anything. Think before you act. Keep reading. If your goal is to do something, keep reading about that goal. If I have a goal and I'm not acting towards that goal, then it won't be possible. You have to continue working. Don't give up. Continue.
As a part of our transition services, in helping the students to transition, the young people to transition, we appreciate that we also need to work with the employers. And so because of that, we are willing to sit with employers and help them to understand how can we modify the communication? What is it that I need to consider if I'm to think about even an interview process and hiring? How do I proceed after they've been employed? How do I do on-the-job training? Real issues that the average employer is going to be concerned about. And it's only fair that we help to support that because we don't want to be one-tracked. We want to ensure that as we're preparing our students and our young people, we are preparing the employers so that there is a middle ground that everyone is meeting at.
So one of the things that Junior Achievement would love to see is more hiring of deaf persons. They're qualified. They are taking the extra steps to get additional learning. There are support mechanisms available. There are increased ways to communicate. So I think all of the barriers are gone.
Those employers really are open. They are open and ready. They accept that there is diversity and they need to be prepared for that diversity. And they just want to know, okay, where do I start? What do I need? We spoke to one group of employers, those who have already been employing for years, and some were very honest. You know, we put the deaf and the hard of hearing where we think they will be fine, where they'll fit in. But we've never necessarily thought about where they want to be or where they prefer to be. One such area is IT. IT support is so technological now. I mean, you can easily respond via email and remotely. So it doesn't necessarily need the kind of telephone like customer service. And that's an area they have such an interest in. Our students have expressed so much excitement in that, and photography and videography, that now that you speak to employers, they're like, oh, I never thought of that. But that's a really good idea. Okay, we can probably see how that can work.
And also, as the world develops and there's new technologies and new opportunities opening up for everybody, deaf people are not often granted access. And so they just kind of plateau and stay at the same level. They want to develop along with the world. They want to keep pace with the world. They want to have new opportunities as well, but oftentimes they're not granted access.
The deaf community, from my experience, what I see, we need more interpreters. Also, the news stations, the local stations, need interpreters or closed captioning. We need to know what's happening. We have no idea. For the hearing community, the advice that I would give them, there are two. The first one, if you're unable to sign, writing is a great way to communicate. If you can't sign again, if maybe you don't have a paper and pen, everybody has a phone. We can use the phone to show a message, or you can even gesture, point on things, we'll get it.
Bosses and coworkers can sit down with them and try to figure out, how do we help our deaf employee become comfortable so that they can express themselves naturally?
First of all, open your hearts and to recognize that we have to put aside many of the prejudices of the past, which excluded those persons. For parents, don't keep your child locked away. Don't think less of them. Bring them out. This society, I think, is more welcoming than we normally apprehend to receive persons with challenges and to have them achieve their best.
Which would allow those gifts and talents and tremendous potential to really bear fruit and to contribute to nation building.
And it's really just left to us to relook at each of our jobs and realize that this one can be a job that a deaf person can have without us taking on any increased costs. I think it's possible, and I'd love to see us take that bold step, even if it's one person per company. So I'm going to try it on an internship basis with pay, but just to give that deaf person an opportunity to work, because I think you'll be so impressed because they're so committed to the work, at least the ones we've worked with, and we've worked with many across the country.
For the deaf community, for them to improve their life, we need more jobs. We know that jobs are hard to find, but even if you can't find a job, maybe you have to volunteer to get some experience.
And in terms of business, occupation, why? Then it seems to me that that same spirit of inclusiveness, each one adding value to the extent of their capacity, that's a mantra for the whole country. And this is what we're incubating right here in this prospect of junior achievement, stretching itself to those with physical or mental challenges.
For me, life skills, what I'm learning this week at Junior Achievement, it will impact my life, and it probably will impact my behavior, so people will notice it. And I will also tell them that, listen, this is something that I learned, and it's something that I won't forget. And you have to encourage your friends about the important skills that you have learned so far. I can be like a role model. I shouldn't be selfish. Anything that I've learned this week, I should share it amongst the deaf.
The ministry's vision is for a labor market that provides equal access, equal rights and opportunities for everyone.